The Galleria Borghese is an art gallery in Rome, housed in the former Villa Borghese, Pinciana. The Galleria Borghese accommodates a substantial part of the Borghese collection of paintings, sculpture, and antiquities. Begun by Cardinal Scipione Borghese, the nephew of Pope Paul V, reigned from 1605 to 1621. The museum displays one of the most prestigious art collections in the world, with masterpieces by artists such as Caravaggio, Bernini, Canova, Raphael, and Tizian. Today, we are going to present several notable sculptures by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, one of Italy's most loved and prolific artists, including Apollo and Daphne, David, Aeneas, Anchises and Ascanius, and the Rape of Proserpina. These sculptures are commissioned by Cardinal Scipione Borghese and showcase Bernini's early mastery of Baroque style. Completed in 1619, the statue Aeneas, Anchises and Ascanius is one of Bernini's lesser mentioned sculptures, despite it reflects the vital moments of Rome's history. Aeneas leaves Troy sacked by the Greeks, with his father Anchises on his shoulder and son Ascanius in tow. They would leave Troy and land in Italy, where later their lineage Romulus would come to found the city and people of Rome. His father carries a pot with the ashes of their ancestors and two Roman household gods. Bernini was 21 at the moment of the statue completion. The sculpture is an incredible sign of Bernini's future talent. From the engineering feat of carrying so much weight with such little support to the details in the bodies. Look at the difference in the skin of the father, son, and child. The older father's skin, hands, and sacks. The son is in his prime with tight skin, and the toddler son still has baby fat. This is extremely difficult thing to achieve and depict when working with stone. Bernini was working on Apollo and Daphne sculpture from 1622 to 1625. Due to the combination of the details and motion with its fragility, this statue is considered one of his masterpieces. Legend said that Daphne was the first love of Apollo, but unfortunately the girl never responded his love. It was not usual or possible for a nymph or mortal woman in the Greek mythology to resist to the love of a god. But Daphne did so, and in fact she lost her life trying to escape this love. Just before being kissed by him, Daphne invoked her river godfather, who transformed her into a laurel tree, thus foiling Apollo. Even in her transformed state, Apollo declared his eternal devotion, adopting the laurel as his sacred symbol and waving its leaves into crowns of victory. Apollo used his power of eternal youth, and this is the reason that laurel trees are evergreen. Rape of Proserpina statue really shows Bernini's engineering marvel. Designed for Borghese's largest entertaining room and the attention of his guests, the statue features a violent twisting scene of Pluto coming to claim his wife Proserpina. It was completed around 1622 and made of high-quality Carrara marble, which was hard to find in large blocks and highly coveted by 17th century sculptors. The myth tells of the abduction of Proserpina, the daughter of Jupiter and Ceres, the Roman goddess of agriculture, by the god of the underground, Pluto. The statue behind the myth is phenomenal and met with the rave reviews upon its completion. An incredibly violent twist in action shows Pluto in all his strength taking Proserpina from the world. The three-headed dog Cerberus guards the entrance to the underworld. Have a look at the three things. First, Pluto's fingers creeping into Proserpina's thighs. You get the feeling of texture of legs and how they differ from Pluto's hand. The sculpture of different textures from one piece of stone. Here is the genius of Bernini. Also, look for the sweat dripping from Pluto's back. No, it's not a watermark or stain. It is Bernini giving life to stone. Finally, look for light shining through the cloak of Proserpine. Bernini sanded it down so thin it is almost transparent, which is incredible. We also can note the trickle of tears contributing to the emotions of Proserpine's face. David is a life-size marble sculpture which was completed during 8 months from 1623 to 24. The story of David is a great story of victory over unsurmountable odds. Creating a David scene after Michelangelo creates the David was very difficult. Michelangelo portrayed David after victory, relaxed and confident. Bernini decided to do David before the fight. Bernini's sculpture of David is smaller because according to legend he was small. He shows him in full strain, pulling back his slingshot-like device to unleash hell, or maybe heaven, on Goliath. Take a look at David's mimic. The look of his face screams, "I hope I don't miss," and he didn't. The moral from the David's legend is, with God's help, you can stand your ground with faith and be triumphant. Gian Lorenzo Bernini was probably the greatest sculptor of the 17th century, known for having developed the Baroque style of sculpture.